Today, we talk with Kelly Brooks, the co-founder of Quarter4, about their new sports analytics platform that uses AI and data to help us win at NBA betting.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Everywhere you turn, it's the same old sports talk, the same headlines, the same news, and the same boring information. This podcast is here to change all of that. We bring you hot sports takes, winning sports betting strategy and picks, reliable gaming industry news, and breaking interviews with some of the biggest names in sports business. My name is Ryan Newpel, and welcome to the Noop Sports Show. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Noop Sports Show. My name's Ryan Newpel, your host here for this show each and every time. Today, I'm joined by another special guest. You are in for a treat today. Kelly Brooks. Kelly, the president and co-founder of Quarter4, is with me. Kelly, how are you?
I'm doing awesome, Ryan. Really, really good. It's very wintry here outside of Toronto, Canada, but having a great day.
Awesome. So up in Canada, a little cold. It's actually cold in Florida today. You would be surprised. It's like in the 40s or something, and I'm like kind of chilly. I'm in short sleeves. I'm like, man, I need to put on some layers, but I probably shouldn't complain because usually we're sitting in the 80s and 90s about year round, so I won't complain.
Don't.
No sympathy from you?
None at all.
Awesome. Well, Kelly, tell us a little bit about Quarter4. I know we've chatted before, but for the audience that's listening, give us that 1,000-mile point of view of what Quarter4 is.
Quarter4 is disrupting the betting resource industry. We are a smart platform built entirely on artificial intelligence to help specifically the new generation of iGamers, sports bettors, more particularly, make smarter bets. So we are a technology company first, and that's how we've built our platform, and it's completely 100% built on artificial intelligence.
That's really cool. Hey, that's an easy elevator pitch there, but that's amazing. I mean, it looks like you guys are doing great things. Tell us a little bit about how you got started with this. I mean, where did this come about? I know you said you're a technology company at the core. Is that where this got started, or where did this get started? And I guess a little bit further, how did you get into the betting side of things?
Yeah, so it's an interesting story because we are technology first. A couple of years ago, we traveled down to Washington and we went to a blockchain event. Out of that, we also learned about artificial intelligence. I've been running a software development company for now 11 years, and I am addicted to it, progressive technology. Every time a new wave of technology comes out, we always build something in it. Artificial intelligence became really hot a couple of years ago, and I thought to Daniela, my co-founder, we're like, if we could build anything with artificial intelligence, what would it be? And the two answers that came up with something to do with dog rescue because we love animals, or something to do with sports. So we're like, well, let's do sports because if it actually ends up working, that's a pretty profitable industry versus dog rescue. We'll take some money off the top and put it over to some good charities afterwards. So we built it. We put in tons of data because we're really love players. More specifically, basketball players. Toronto had a huge run with the Raptors last year. I'm a huge Kyle Lowry fan. I think he's the grittiest, greatest player ever. And I'm like, wouldn't it be great if we could understand the athlete a little bit more than just a number? What drives them? What makes them succeed? What if we could pull all of this data into a profile, connect it to team, and see what happens? What could we actually predict how they were going to play in a game based on everything going on around them? So we ran a test, brought in some specialist AI developers, ran clean data through the system, did a 6-year back history on predictions through the AI model, and lo and behold, we ended up with a 74% accuracy of prediction.
Amazing.
For specific games, and even closer, like around 80% predicting head-to-head matchups on players. Yeah, so we were like, oh, wow, this actually worked. So we actually went down to NBA Summer League last year because one of our advisors said, you guys have a great product. Why don't you go down and learn about the industry? Because we're not from the sports betting side. We're not from the sports side. So we went down, we flew down, we literally walked around the University of Nevada for like days trying to find connection. We had blisters all over our feet. We were trying to demo the product to anybody who would listen. On the last day, we were literally in tears, and we met
Oh,
up with the agent out of Utah, one of our advisors, Austin Eastman. They looked at our product and they were like, holy, this is perfect for fantasy and betting. And we were
yeah.
like, what? Okay, well, let's give it a go. And the rest is history. We've brought some great advisors onto the board who have familiarity with the
Mhm.
space. Because like I said, first and foremost, we're a technology company, and we've built it coming in from a young generation, tech savvy space
Yeah.
versus the betting space, which I think has a lot of advantages because we're just looking at things in a whole different way. And our interface is different, our technology is different, the way we price, the way we communicate with the end user. We have voice integration, so you literally can get all of your predictions just by saying, hey, Quarter4, how's Kyle are you going to do tonight? And she tells you the whole scenario. So
Wow.
it's a really cool platform, and we completely are continuing to build out on our success so far.
Wow, what a story. That's a very cool story. And that just shows you, man, you can dive into anything you really put your mind and heart to. I'm sure you guys are learning a lot now about this space, right? Probably more than you ever dreamed you would learn.
Yeah, and can I tell you, like, I talk my husband out of a room now when it comes to basketball stats. I'm like, what's over? How are 3 points tonight? What are the rebounds? What are blocks? Who's leading tonight? He's just like, where did you come from?
Amazing. Yeah.
And Danielle is the same. Danielle loves sports. We both love sports. We've just
Yeah.
now learned the lingo. We've
Yeah.
learned
Yeah.
the industry, and we've met some great people that have really taken us under their wing to show us the ropes.
Sure. I mean, and you're in a great spot because the data side of things and the artificial intelligence and all of that is, I mean, it's been hot for a while, but it's really hot right now, especially as it relates to sports betting. I think this analytical mind and, everybody wants to think they have a pick or can handicap a game or whatever, but it's not that easy. And people start to realize that betting with your heart and making picks with your heart and sometimes is not profitable. If you really want to make money, you probably need to have a little more analytical background, a little more data backed picks. And that sounds exactly like what you're doing, especially for the NBA. Now tell me, because I notice I'm looking in and it's Quarter4. So the number 4, quarter4.io. That's the website. And I'm looking, you guys are on the NBA right now. What else? What other sports are you going to branch into and kind of dive into here with Quarter4?
Yeah, so I'm just going to go back to your stats and analysis
Mm-hmm.
piece. Numbers are so important right now. The other thing that we do disrupt is that there are other forms that do dump numbers onto a page. But again, we're targeting the young, savvy tech bettor that's
Mm,
used to gaming. They're used to that gaming interface. So we make it really slick, really easy. You don't need to know any of the actual line by line numbers. It's a percentage. You drill down and it's a report on why and how, and you can read it literally in a minute. So that's another one
yeah,
of our advantages because we're catering to a younger market. And that
sure.
answers question about NBA.
Mm-hmm.
NBA, the audience is the youngest, fastest growing viewership, in the industry. Um, a stat I pulled, so New Jersey last year, there was $939 million bet on football, 934 million bet on basketball. So they're really
Wow.
out there. There's some
Yeah.
interest. So we are the basketball efforts. We're really perfecting that model. We're dropping NCAA February 15th. So we
Perfect
believe
time.
huge, yeah, a huge market for NCAA basketball
Yeah.
betting. And our goal on the proprietary side is to merge the two data sets and see what we can predict when it comes to rookies and performance and
Mm.
people moving up through the leagues and actually generating college betting interest from those that are already excited about the NBA. So we want to build those relationships through the data.
Oh, that'll be really cool. That'll be neat. And that'll be a perfect time to drop for college basketball, as everybody knows. I mean, March Madness, there's probably no bigger time frame event. I mean, everybody bets the Super Bowl, but March Madness going over a period of 2, 3, 4 weekends at a time, unbelievable how much money's bet there. I always say I want to go to Vegas over March Madness time, but I never make it, unfortunately.
$8.5 billion were bet last year.
And that's over a course of a month, basically. That's insane. That's
Yeah,
insane. Yeah. So great time to be launching that side of things.
yeah.
I'm sure that
And
wasn't an accident, right? That was not by accident.
no, it's been very planned. We're working with
Yeah.
some really great advisors who
Good.
are efforts in expansion and marketing in the US because, again, we're totally focusing on the US market. We think that the opportunity there is really great. As far as other sports, Ryan, you did ask about that. We are going to really hone in on basketball for the next 12 to 24 with intent to move into football at some point. But we're going to completely really take advantage of this young NBA fellowship that they have.
I think that's actually a good lesson for some people listening. I mean, from a betting perspective and maybe even from a business perspective, everybody wants to try to do it all. Everybody wants to try to tackle every sport when it comes, even if it comes to just betting on games, right? Like you can't be an expert in everything. You can't do everything super well. And so I really commend you guys because it would be so easy to say, oh man, we need to get into baseball. We need to get into football. We need to get out here and do this. But you guys are saying, no, we're going to hone in on basketball and we are going to become the best at this. Yeah. So I really commend you for that because I think that's hard to do from a business side of things and from just a personal side of things. We go too wide instead of really get deep into one area. And so I think that's a different but good strategy for you.
Yeah, and we've had some criticism from people, why don't you do, what about soccer? It's the biggest one. Cricket. And we're the same. You know what? We haven't been afraid to say no. We want to be the experts. We don't want to cut any corners. We don't want to lay ourselves too thin in multiple categories. We want to come out the experts and having a 99% accuracy versus 18 sports at 65% accuracy. So yeah. And you know what? There's a lot of, NBA is global now. There's a lot of countries that are betting on the NBA that want to learn more. So I'm like, why can't we be the North American source for the global industry who wants to understand the NBA and NCAA markets of betting? So we want to be that.
Love it. Yeah. Love it. And I've seen, so you guys are making some noise. I've seen some press releases. I've seen some different things out on LinkedIn and out on some of the different social channels. I also heard a rumor that you may be going to a certain conference coming up soon. Tell us a little bit about what some of the news you guys have around your business.
Yeah, so we have some really, we're moving, shaking. We dropped the product in December. It's live now. So we call it soft launch. We're just seeing how people are reacting because, again, we come from the technical side. So we're really drawn to understand user experience. How do they like it? How can we change things a little bit? How can we make it better? So that's one thing that we're doing right now. While we're doing that, we're applying like crazy to a lot of, pitch opportunities and know that betting and sports tech market the most that we can. Yeah. So we actually applied to ICE London back at Christmas. I think I rewrote the application like 5 times because I'm like, this would be the best event to go to. Yeah, so then Yua from Clarion Gaming emailed us last week, Thursday, and said, hey, you guys are coming to London. You were the 20 companies selected out of, I don't know how many globally to represent in ICE. So it's a 15-minute time slot. We got a pitch to some really focused investors and hopefully partnerships and get some more money so we can continue to build out this like amazing platform.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That's like you said, 1 out of 20. I'm sure there was hundreds, if not thousands that applied for that. I have no idea the number, but that's quite an honor to be selected out of that. So good job there. And now you get to go to London.
We go to London and then we're excited. Hopefully we get to see you in April.
Yes. I won't be in London, unfortunately, but I will definitely be at the SBC event and the ICE event. So hopefully see you at one or both of those when they come. So that would be awesome to meet up with you too.
Yeah, it would be great.
Awesome. Well, good. So tell the audience, tell the people listening. So a little bit about, I guess, who Quarter4 is for. Is it for the sports bettor? Like, is it for the individual? Can an individual just sign up for your data to help them bet? Are you going business to business here? Is it a little bit of both? What's who's your audience and how would they get it if they want to get this product or be a part of it?
Yeah, so Quarter4.io, it will give you all the information you need. There's a 30-day trial right now, so you can sign up, get it for 30 days for free, give it a go, give us some feedback because we're always looking for feedback. It's specifically right now, it's for the sports bettor, whoever enjoys doing, small to medium level size bets on any day. We really want to entertain people who are maybe nervous to bet. They're overwhelmed by betting resources that tend to be really stat heavy. We actually have a couple of female bettors using the tool, and they're like, it's the best thing we've ever used. So friendly. And we're really focusing on win-loss right now, over, under, and spread, and total points. So those are some of the stats that we're running now. So if you just want to start getting into and understanding, that's what we're for. But we're going to expand that. We have a really big plan to make those models. We're actually developing 20 models a week right now, based on all different weighting algorithms, whether it's 3 points, minutes played. And those are going to start appealing more to the advanced bettor. And we also have a B2B roadmap as well for any kind of organization that wants to get involved in AI on the iGaming side. We can plug our AI dashboard into their system so they can actually monitor all their own odds and lines and compare them. The Quarter4 feed. So we are B2C right now, but we definitely have a B2B roadmap.
Very cool. So everybody listening, definitely go out, check Quarter4. Very affordable too, especially for the consumer standpoint. I mean, I think you're at like $10 a month or something like that. Am I correct?
Yes. Yep. $9.99. We're really inexpensive compared to some of the other tools.
I mean, looking from a sports bettor perspective, right? I mean, if you're betting, even if you're betting $10 a game, I mean, over the course of a month, you're betting on 50 games. I mean, you're betting $500,000 throughout the month. What's $10 going to hurt you? To give you more information, it's not going to, you're not claiming that you're going to make everybody a winner. You're not claiming you're going to always give winners. That's just not true. But you're another tool in the tool shed, right? That's what I like to say. You're another piece. You're another piece that you can use to help you make informed decisions, help you make the right bets. And at the end of the day, just make some money. I mean, that's what we're all here to do in the sports betting space, is make some money. And how do we increase that? Quarter4 can help with that.
Yeah, and just enjoy the experience, not having to sweat over numbers and be overwhelmed by lines and lines of numbers. But you go in quickly, you get your predictions in a couple of 30 seconds, read about the latest updates on injuries and players, and leave. And also do it through your car or your Google Home. So
that's cool. That's cool. That'd be fun. Well, Kelly, I won't keep you any longer. I could sit here and talk to you all day long, but for sake of time, I'll let you go, and we'll go from there. But how would people get a hold of you? If anybody wants to chat with you or your team or anything like that, what's the best way of getting a hold of you?
Yeah, Quarter4.io. There's a contact form. I am on LinkedIn under Kelly Brooks, Quarter4. I am on LinkedIn all the time. I love to connect through LinkedIn. So please reach out to me through that tool.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. This was great, and I'll be looking at all the news that comes out about Quarter4. I hope they video those pitch competitions, because I'll take a look at those after the fact. The one in London, and then definitely looking forward to meeting you up in New Jersey for that conference in April.
Thanks for the support, Ryan. You've always been great to talk to. We'll talk to you soon.
Anytime. Listeners, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it every time. That was Kelly Brooks of Quarter4. Until next time, you guys all have a great time, and thanks again, Kelly. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Noob Sports Show. If you enjoyed this podcast, please consider subscribing to our iTunes channel today. Plus, visit us at noobsports.com for more picks, previews, strategy, and news. That's knupsports.com.